Hey YouTubians, it's Tony here from We Try Anything, channel likes Try Anything, so you don't have to. I did a few videos which featured some of the watches that are in the Argos sale, and I still think that Argos sale is running, and it was a good video that helped a lot of people in terms of good Casios to buy for a very good price, and also other decent watches that to buy for good prices as well. And I've got to be honest with you, it was quite nice to get some nice comments regarding that. But in terms of today's video, what I thought I'd do is have a look at the Fraser sale and feature 5 Casio watches that might be worth your consideration. Now this stemmed off a comment, and I can't find it unfortunately, a comment someone put on one of the videos for the Argos sale in terms of, they said have a look at the Fraser sale, there's some great watches on sale there. So I thought I'd feature them in this video. Now one thing you'll have to remember, and I do keep that in mind as I'm talking about the watches in the Fraser sale, is that the minimum delivery is £5, so just bear that in mind. But these watches, they're watches that I've picked out myself. There's 2 that I've got my eye on to buy, and you will see me put them in the actual cart because I am looking to buy them. But the one thing I will mention is that I have no affiliation again with Fraser or the House of Fraser or the Sports Direct group of companies. It is just a video I thought I'd just put on the channel just to hopefully save you a little bit of money in the run up to Christmas, or for someone's birthday, or just for a loved one, or even just for yourself. So why don't we have a look at the Fraser sale right now. Right, here's the actual Frasers website, and it can be accessed by visiting www.houseoffraser.co.uk, and I'm presenting the actual web address on screen so you can have a look at it there, and I've also linked to it in the description box below. First, what you need to do is go to men and go to watches, and it's as easy as that. And then all you need to do is scroll down and just go to Casio, and you can also visit GShock as well, and then just click on low to high, and as you can see there is a plethora of watches here available. Now what I will say, they do highlight some of them, you know, they're obviously in their sale, but some of them, like this one here, obviously it's on offer at £12 or £12.99 on the Argos website, so just be aware of that. But again, there's some great watches here, and they're definitely worth considering if you are thinking of like a present, as a birthday present, Christmas present, or whatever kind of present for your intended loved one. So the first watch I'm going to feature is the Casio W800H here. Now I've got one of these, and I've had a couple over the years, and I've got to say it is a fantastic watch. That screen there is just so legible and easy to read, and it just fits so well on the wrist at 44.2mm wide. It's just such a great watch to wear on a daily basis. Now the other thing this watch has got going for it, as you can see listed down here, it's got obviously a LED backlight. It's got a what would be up to 4 multi-function alarms, and also it's got the usual 12-24 hour time format of military time known in the USA, and it is 100 meters of water resistance. But for me, it's that price, and I'm going to be honest with you, as you can see, I've got one listed here ready to go in the basket, and there will be another one I'm going to add to the basket later on. But for me, it's the £15. That is the cheapest I've seen it, and even with, if you were to get that with the £5 delivery, it's still up to £20. The next one is the Casio W86. Now this is and yet again another great daily watch to wear. It's a great beat watch if you are after a watch that's, well, it's more like if you're akin to the sizes that you would get off the iconic F91W. Now, it is the same price what you would get in Argos, but from what I can see, Argos are out of stock because this watch is discontinued by Casio because of the electroluminescent backlight display. Now, that electroluminescence is unbelievable to read during the late, you know, what would be the darkness and semi-darkness. It's such a great watch, and also it fits so well on the wrist. It's just a great watch to wear on a daily basis that you don't feel. Now, some of the other specifications, it's got 50 meters of water resistance that you can see down here. It's also got a daily alarm, a stopwatch that goes up to 60 minutes, and again, as I've mentioned, that backlight, it is just phenomenal. So the next watch to talk about is the Casio A100 series of watches. As you can see here, £23, that's probably the cheapest I've seen online. But again, you've got to factor in the £5 delivery, so it makes it £28, and I still think it is quite good value for money. Now, You can get this watch in what would be like a creamy green on Amazon for around the £23 mark, but for the black and silver version and also the black and gold version, obviously if you were to look at the fully gold version, it is £28. Now the thing with this watch is obviously you got the buttons on the front, so you haven't got to mess with buttons at the side if it is on your wrist. And also this watch was featured, or the F100 version, which this watch is a revival of, was featured on the film Alien and worn by Ripley herself. So a great watch. And also you get built into the watch, it's, as it's mentioned in here, retro style watch, it does come with an alarm, it's got a stopwatch, and it's got an LED backlight. So you've got a fair amount of functionality built into the watch, even though it is based on a watch around the 70s. So again, this watch will be a watch I am adding to my bag. And yes, I've already got two there, but I just want that one. So I will be purchasing that watch later on. So again, that's one of the reasons why I featured it. I just think it's at a great price, and it is a good looking watch. And even if you went for the gold one, it's got a nice appeal, or it will have a nice appeal. If I just show you on your wrist, as you can see here, very nice indeed. So the next watch to look at is a GShock, and this is kind of the GShock Square variant, and it is the Casio, as I'm just going to highlight here, GShock DWB8600G 1ER. Bit of a mouthful, but at that price I think it's well worth saying. Now again, this is at a great price. I mean, I've looked online, eBay, they're going pre-owned for 80 quid, and the other they do tend to be around the 70 to 80 pound mark. So even if you added delivery into this, you're still saving up to £10. But for me, I just really do like the look of it. It's got that kind of Stranger Things, which is a TV show on Netflix. It's based around the 80s. It's got that kind of Stranger Things look to it. Now the other thing with this watch, and if I can just highlight it here, it's got Bluetooth connectivity. So this should connect to your Android or your iOS enabled smartwatch, and I believe it's more to keep it up to date in terms of the time, so it'll update if I'm right in thinking in terms of keeping the correct time, because I don't think it's got any sort of step counter or anything like that built into it. But I just really like it. And the other thing as well, it comes with 200 meters of water resistance. So let me just highlight what I've got here. So it comes with 200 meters of water resistance. You can sync with your smartphone via Bluetooth, and I believe it will look great on your wrist in terms of how this watch looks. I just think it's a nice, unique look to it. And again, at £55, if I had the money, I would definitely, that would definitely be in that bag, as you can see, joining them watches there. So I just thought I'd feature this one. The next one, a watch I have featured in the Argos sale roundup in terms of Casios, is the G2100 HD. Now on the Argos website, they're quite muted in terms of their look, but these are again around the same price, and I will mention again, it would be about £75 if you were to buy it just on its own. But again, you've got it's so comfortable on the wrist, and it's only 44mm wide, so you can't really feel it. And I've worn what would be the other variant of this, which is kind of got the cream bezel, well, off-white bezel with the blue, and it was just such a comfortable G-Shock to wear. 200 meters of water resistance, it's got alarms, it's got world time, it's got so many things that you can just do with this watch. Now again, it may not be for everyone in terms of the negative display, because it can be quite hard to read, but the other thing with this watch is you can also, for the same price, get it in different colours. So if you want a shocking baby blue one, white, and also if you want to really stand out, but it does have a positive display, then you can't go wrong with these sort of watches. There's so many different colours, and there's just so many different flavours of this watch that you can get for around the £70 mark that I've seen on the Frasers website. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 5 Casios that I picked out, of which the W800 I've already got, but I am going to get again because it hasn't got the correct strap on it, and it is a bit old, and I just want a new one really. And £15, you just can't beat it. And the A100, I've never had that on the channel, and it is a watch that I've always kind of been after, especially with its link with the Alien film, and I just think obviously it's just a classic Casio to have in my collection. The other ones, the G-Shocks that I've featured, the 5600 with Bluetooth, I just think it's at a great price. And the W86, I've mentioned that on the video because obviously you can get it at the same price more or less in Argos without the delivery, because you can go and pick it up. But I think with a watch that's discontinued, I think Argos aren't getting them anymore, to my knowledge anyhow. but they do seem to have them in stock. And finally, the GA2100 Ranger watches. There's some unbelievable colours, as you can see behind me, you know, bright green, and they do have other colours available. Now, there is other watches on there. Have a look. By all means, go mad, you know, enjoy yourself. And as I've said, I am not affiliated with, in any way, shape or form, with the House of Fraser, Frasers, or the group of Sports Direct companies. I just thought it would be a great few watches to consider and maybe save a little bit of money on in the run up to Christmas or for birthdays, etc. I hope this video was of some use to you, and if it was, then please click on the like button. It always helps the channel. You're going to see more videos coming from the We Try Anything channel, including more watch reviews. I've also got what will be October's 31 days that I'm just currently filming, coming very soon. It's normally around this time that I release it, but just with it being a bit of a mad week for me, I'm going to kind of release it next week or the week after. So just hold on to your hats there. But if you like what you see, then please click on the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.